Welcome to Deep Listen. Today, we're diving into the wisdom of Peter Holland's book, Think Less, Do More. In this session, we'll explore how perfectionism and overthinking can trap us in inertia, preventing us from taking action. Discover practical strategies to lower your standards, break tasks into manageable steps, and start moving forward. Learn why motivation follows action, not the other way around, and how embracing risk in smart productivity tools like the don't do list and burner list can transform your approach to work and life. Ready to get started? Let's begin. Many times we are not able to start a task because we feel we have to do it perfectly. This thinking traps us, and we keep thinking but are not able to take any action. This is called inertia, meaning stagnation or lack of movement. The easiest solution to this is to lower your standards a bit. Think about it. When you want to learn a new skill like painting or playing the guitar, if you think you have to be like a professional artist from the very first attempt, you may never even start. You will feel you are not good enough and stop yourself, thinking there is no point in doing it until you are perfect. But if you lower your standards and just make a simple doodle or try to play a simple tune, you will begin. Once you start, moving forward becomes easier. Similarly, when we think about a big task, it feels so heavy that we are not able to work on it. Suppose you have to write a 10-page report and you are thinking it has to be absolutely perfect. As soon as you think this, you will feel it is very difficult and start procrastinating. But if you think, I only have to write the first paragraph however it turns out, you will be able to start. Our brain is more interested in seeing the finish line, but when it sees it is too far, it gets scared. To overcome this, you just have to make your first step easier. If you want to start exercising, do not think you have to do a 1-hour workout every day. Just think you have to do 5 minutes of stretching. When you finish stretching, you may feel like doing a bit more. Perfectionism often becomes the biggest enemy of progress. We assume we have to be perfect in everything, but the truth is perfection never comes all at once. It comes gradually, by trying again and again. The first draft is always bad, the first attempt is always average, and the first step is always shaky. But if you accept this and give yourself permission to do average work in the beginning, you can overcome inertia. Think about it. When a child learns to walk, does he run without falling the first time? No, he falls, gets up, falls again, and slowly learns to walk. If he thinks, I will not try until I can walk without falling, he will never learn to walk. We also need to adopt the same mindset. Many times we think that if we keep lower standards, our work will be bad. But this is not true. Starting is the hardest part of any task. And if you make that part easier, the rest of the journey becomes easier on its own. When you start writing, you can gradually edit. When you start exercising, you can gradually increase your stamina. When you start a new business, you can gradually improve it. But if you keep thinking that the beginning has to be perfect, you may never start. So next time you feel a lot of pressure to do a task, just lower your standards a bit, make your target smaller, break the task into small parts, and most importantly, do not burden yourself with the need to be perfect. You just have to start, no matter how small that start is. Once you gain momentum, inertia will disappear on its own. Often we think that to do any work, we first need motivation. We think we will start the work only when we feel motivated. But the truth is the opposite. Motivation is actually born from action. If you take the first step, even without motivation, slowly you will start to feel motivated yourself. When you start doing something, you get involved in it, and then your brain starts motivating you to move forward. Suppose you have to read a long book, but you do not feel like reading. You think, I will read it when I am in the mood. But if you just take the action of reading 2 pages, your brain will slowly get into the process, and you may feel like reading a bit more. This is true for any work, whether it is exercise, studies, work, or learning a new skill. If you start, motivation will come on its own. The problem with motivation is that it is a temporary thing. You can feel motivated by a motivational video or speech, but that motivation does not last long. So if you rely only on motivation, you will start feeling lazy again after a few days. But if you make a habit of taking action, you can achieve your targets even without motivation. The best example of this is working out. Many people think they will go to the gym only when they feel like exercising. But if they just start with 5 minutes of stretching, their body and mind will slowly get into it, and then they may feel like doing more exercises. This principle applies to everything. When you start doing any work, your energy shifts in that direction and motivation arises on its own. Think about it. You must have felt very lazy to do some work before, but when you started it for some reason, you started enjoying it. This is because, after taking action, your brain gets tuned to work in that direction. Many times we feel very bored at the beginning of a task, but if we continue, that thing slowly becomes interesting. This is a psychological fact that when we get involved in an activity, our mind starts working towards completing it. Another big benefit of this is that when you start taking action, the self-doubt, uncertainty, and hesitation inside you also gradually decrease. When you just keep thinking that a task is difficult, it seems even more difficult. But when you start doing it, you realize it was not as difficult as you thought. Another interesting thing is that taking action can also change your self-image. If you think you are a lazy person, you will behave like one. But if you just take 5 minutes of action, you can create a new story about yourself. I am a person who can work even without motivation. Thinking this makes you ready to do even more. Why is action important for motivation? To understand this, you can see it like a cycle. When you take an action, you get a small result. This result increases your confidence and then gives you motivation to do more. Gradually, this motivation grows and you can bring big changes in your life. In simpler words, if you start a task even when you do not feel like it, after a short while you will feel interested in it. And when you keep doing this repeatedly, you will not need to wait for motivation. You will take action, and motivation will be born from that action. Often when we hear the word risk, fear arises in our mind. We feel that if we take a big step and it turns out to be wrong, we can get into trouble. This thinking keeps us away from many new opportunities. But in reality, risk is not just danger, it can also be a way to grow. When we see risk not as something to be scared of, but as a chance to learn and move forward, our life can change completely. Think about it. If a child wants to learn to ride a bicycle, there is a risk of falling. If he does not try, just because he is afraid he might fall, he will never learn to ride a bicycle. But when he takes that risk, falls, gets up, and tries again, one day he can ride the bicycle comfortably without falling. This principle applies to our whole life. Many people like to stay in their comfort zone because there is no risk there. But staying in the comfort zone limits our life. The biggest disadvantage of staying in the zone is that you never grow. When you learn a new skill, start a new business, or take a new challenge, there is risk. But there are also big opportunities to learn and move forward. Taking risks does not mean you take any big step without thinking. It means you take a calculated risk. First, analyze the situation, understand its advantages and disadvantages, and then make an informed decision. When you take risk this way, your chances of failure decrease and chances of success increase. Another big benefit of embracing risk is that it makes you mentally stronger. When you repeatedly take small risks and learn from them, your ability to face any challenge increases. Gradually, your mind starts seeing failure as a learning process, not something to be afraid of. If you look at your professional life, all the big entrepreneurs or leaders have taken some big risk at some point. If they had been afraid to take risks, they would probably not have reached that position today. Steve Jobs took a risk and created Apple. Elon Musk took a risk and built companies like Tesla and SpaceX. Behind every big success, there is always some risk. Similarly, in our personal life, if we always try to play safe, we will never reach our full potential. If a person is afraid to express his feelings to someone because of the risk of rejection, he will never be able to express his feelings. But if he takes the risk, he will either succeed or learn something new from the rejection and move forward. Taking risks does not mean you will always win. Sometimes you will fail, but these failures will teach you how to do things better next time. All the successful people in the world have failed many times, but they learned from every failure and did better next time. If you are afraid of risk, first change your thinking. Do not see it as a threat, but as an opportunity. Whenever you get a new opportunity, do not just think about what could go wrong, but also think about how much you could benefit if it goes right. This habit of thinking will make you proactive, and you will be able to grab more opportunities in your life. Another benefit of taking risk is that it improves your creativity and problem-solving skills. When you accept a new challenge, you have to come out of your comfort zone and find new solutions. This increases your ability to think, and you start feeling more confident. So next time you get an opportunity where there is risk, do not reject it just because of fear. Analyze it thoughtfully, and if you feel the risk is worth taking, definitely take it. It may turn out to be your best decision and change your life completely. Often when we plan our day, we make a to-do list. We write all the tasks we have to complete. But many times we see that our day ends and a lot of tasks on our list remain incomplete. A big reason for this is that we do not pay attention to the things that distract us, that do not let us stay focused. That is why we should not only make a to-do list, but also a don't-do list. This is a list of all the things we should avoid so that our attention remains in the right place and we can stay productive. Think about it. If you start scrolling through social media on your phone as soon as you wake up in the morning, a lot of your time is wasted. You think you will look for just 5 minutes, but when you check the clock again, 30 to 40 minutes have passed. Similarly, if you keep checking your email repeatedly throughout the day or keep reacting to every small thing immediately, your energy is spent in the wrong place. A don't-do list helps you identify such things so that you can avoid habits that waste your time and productivity. To make this list, first you need to see which activities distract you throughout the day. Do you check your phone in every small break? Do you waste a lot of time in unnecessary meetings? Do you spend a lot of time on social media without any plan? Note all these things and put them on your don't-do list. This will make it clear to you what you need to avoid. The biggest benefit of a don't-do list is that it teaches you discipline. When you know clearly what not to do, you can pay more attention to your important tasks. Suppose your list says, I will not use social media before 10 a.m. Then whenever you feel like picking up your phone and checking Instagram or Twitter, your list will remind you that it is not your priority. Gradually, this will become a habit and your productivity will start increasing. Many people think that success comes only by working hard, but in reality, working smart is more important. If you use your time wisely instead of just keeping yourself busy, you can do more in less time. A don't-do list helps you understand which tasks are just wasting your time, and by avoiding them, you can direct your energy in the right direction. To make it even better, you can update your list from time to time. You may feel at first that only social media distracts you, but after a few weeks, you may realize that unnecessary meetings are also taking a lot of your time. In that case, you should also add to your don't-do list that you will not attend useless meetings. In this way, you can keep refining your list based on your experience. Another important thing is that a don't-do list is not just to avoid distractions, but it also gives you emotional and mental clarity. Many times we make decisions that are not right for us just because we have a habit of not being able to say no. If your list says, I will not say yes to tasks that do not match my goals, it can help you avoid unnecessary commitments. If you are an entrepreneur, writer, or in any creative field, this list becomes even more important because the most important thing for you is deep work. That is the time when you can do your best work with full focus. But if your attention keeps getting distracted by small distractions, you will never reach your full potential. A don't-do list gives you clarity about which tasks to avoid so that you can focus completely on your most important tasks. This list is not just for professional life, but can also be very useful in personal life. Suppose you want to improve your health. If your don't-do list says, I will not eat junk food after 11 p.m., it will help you make the right choices. If you want to pay attention to your mental health, you can add to your list, I will not spend time with people who drain my energy. In the end, it is important to understand that just as it is important to decide what to do, it is equally important to decide what not to do. We all have only 24 hours, and if we learn to direct our energy in the right place, we can bring a big change in our life. Making a small don't-do list is an easy but powerful way to make your day better and more productive. If you follow it honestly, you will see how your efficiency, focus, and overall happiness start increasing. There are many tasks in our life every day. Some are important, some are less important, but often we get stuck in tasks that are not so important, and the tasks that really matter to us get left behind. The reason for this is that we are not able to set our priorities correctly. This is where the burner list comes in. This is a way to separate your most important and less important tasks so that your energy and attention go in the right direction. The idea of the burner list is that you divide your tasks into two parts, front burner and back burner. The front burner contains the things that are your top priority, the things you should pay the most attention to. These are the tasks that help you achieve your big goals. On the other hand, the back burner contains things that are important but do not need much attention right now. These can be tasks that you can do later or that's not so critical. Think about it. If you are a chef and are cooking many things together in the kitchen, something is cooking on one stove that needs to be stirred continuously so that it cooks well. This is your front burner. At the same time, some things are simmering on low heat that can be checked when the time comes. This is your back burner. In the same way, when we organize our life like this, we can focus our energy in the right direction. If you are working on a big project, that will be your front burner task. But if you also want to learn a new skill or work on a new idea, that can go on the back burner. This does not mean that back burner tasks are useless. It just means that they should not get priority right now. This way your attention does not get distracted and you can focus on the most important things. The biggest benefit of adopting the burner list is that it makes decision-making easier. Whenever a new task comes up, you can immediately decide which burner it should go on. This keeps your mind clutter-free and you do not miss important things. Another benefit is that it saves you from multitasking. Often people try to do many things at once, and the result is that they are not able to complete any task properly. But when you know which task is on the front burner, you can focus completely on it and handle other things later. To make the burner list even more effective, you can review it every week or month because priorities change over time. A task that is on the back burner today may need to be brought to the front burner after a few weeks, so it is important to update it from time to time. This system not only increases your productivity, but also gives you mental clarity. When your mind is not stuck thinking again and again about what to do now, you can use it for more important things. You can use this system in your daily life for small decisions as well. For example, if you want to focus on fitness, keep it on the front burner. If you want to read a new book but do not have time right now, you can keep it on the back burner. This method is also very useful in professional life. Suppose you are an entrepreneur and have many ideas, but it is not possible to work on all of them at the same time. Then you can make a burner list and decide which idea is the most important and which can be explored later. The real magic of the burner list is that it teaches you discipline. It helps you understand that not every task is equally important. And if you pay attention to everything at once, nothing will be completed properly. When you understand which things to prioritize and which to keep aside for now, your productivity and success both start increasing. So if you want to manage your day better and direct your energy to the right things, include the burner list in your life. It is an easy but powerful way that will give you clarity and help you achieve your most important goals. We have to make many decisions every day in our life, some small, some big. Many times we think so much about even very small decisions that our mind gets tired and we do not have the energy to make big decisions. This is called overanalysis, and it reduces both our productivity and confidence. The best solution to this is to adopt the superstructured decision model. This is a structured way that helps you make quick and correct decisions without getting stuck in unnecessary thinking. Think about it. If every time you have to think about what to wear in the morning, what to have for breakfast, or which email to reply to first, your mind will get stuck in these small decisions. This is why many successful people simplify their daily decisions. For example, Steve Jobs and Mark Zuckerberg always wore the same kind of clothes so that they would not have to make a decision about it every day. In the same way, if you adopt a structured decision-making framework, your mind will be able to focus on more important things. The superstructured decision model means that you have a predefined system that helps you decide how to make which decision. This way you will spend less time thinking and your choices will be aligned with your goals. This model is especially beneficial for those who often suffer from decision paralysis, when there are too many options and we cannot decide which one is right. The first step to adopting this model is to decide which types of decisions you can automate. For example, if you spend time every day thinking about whether to go to the gym or not, automate it. Fix a few days of the week that you will go, no matter what. This way you will not need to make this decision every day. The second step is to set decision-making criteria. That is, whenever you have to make a big decision, you should have some predefined questions that help you choose the right option. For example, does this decision match my long-term goals? Will this use my time and energy in the right direction? If I make this decision wrong, what is the worst that can happen? When you have these predefined filters, you will be able to make the right decisions without thinking too much. The third step is to learn from past decisions. If you made a wrong decision before, analyze where the mistake was and what can be done to avoid it next time. This will improve your decision-making ability, and you will be able to make more confident choices in the future. This model not only increases your speed, but also increases your mental clarity. When you start making decisions according to a structured process instead of thinking again and again, your mind remains more relaxed and stress also reduces. The superstructure decision model also saves you from distraction. When you have a system, you do not pay too much attention to small things and focus only on the things that matter most to you. This makes you more productive and efficient. If you want to adopt this model in your professional life, you can categorize your work decisions, such as urgent tasks, important but not urgent tasks, and completely avoidable tasks. This will immediately help you understand which thing to prioritize and which to leave. You can also use it in your personal life. For example, if you keep thinking about what to do on the weekend, you can fix some options in advance. Spend one day with family, keep one day for yourself, and one day for a new experience. This way you will not need to make a decision again and again, and your time will be more organized. Adopting the superstructure decision model will not only help you make decisions faster, but you will also understand whether your choices are aligned with your goals or not. It is a powerful way that saves you from overthinking and makes you a smart and confident decision maker. Our body works according to a special kind of rhythm called ultradian rhythms. This is the same natural cycle that keeps our energy levels going up and down throughout the day. You may have noticed that at some time in the morning, you feel very energetic and focused, but after a few hours, you suddenly start feeling tired or distracted. This is the effect of ultradian rhythms. If we understand this natural energy cycle and schedule our work accordingly, we can increase our productivity many times. Often people make the mistake of expecting the same kind of energy all day. They think if they work continuously from 9 a.m. to 6 a.m., their output will always be the same. But this does not happen. Our body works in cycles of about 90 to 20 minutes. That is, after about an hour and a half to 2 hours, our energy gradually starts to decrease, and we need a short break. If we work according to this natural cycle, we feel more productive and less tired. Imagine if you do your most important and demanding tasks at your highest energy level, how much more efficient your work will be. And when your energy is low, do tasks that do not require much mental effort, such as checking emails, attending meetings, or planning. This way, you will work with your body's natural rhythm, not against it. The best way to do this is to observe your energy patterns. For a week, pay attention to what time of day you feel most energetic and focused, and at what time you feel sluggish or distracted. This will help you know what your peak hours are. Once you know your peak hours, do your most critical work, the work that requires the most concentration and creativity during those hours. For example, if you are a writer, do your writing in the morning's high-energy hours. If you are working on a strategy or planning, keep it in your peak time. On the other hand, when your energy is naturally low, do light tasks such as calls, emails, or casual discussions. Many people feel guilty that they are not able to work at high performance all day, but in reality, it is not possible. Even the most productive people in the world take breaks and work according to their body's natural energy. When you understand how your body works, you can organize your work smartly. Another big benefit of adopting ultradian rhythms is that it helps avoid burnout. When we work continuously without stopping, our energy is completely exhausted and we get tired quickly. But if we keep in mind our energy cycles and take breaks at the right time, our efficiency remains and we can work at high performance for a long time. If you want to apply this approach in your life, first make your daily schedule a bit flexible. It is not necessary that you perform the same way all the time. You just have to understand which hours are your most productive and which hours you need to relax. For example, if you feel most energetic between 10 o'clock a.m. and 12 o'clock a.m., do your most important and challenging work at that time. Then take a short break from 12 to 12:30, so walk, drink water, or rest for a while. After that, return to work. But now give priority to light tasks. These small things can make a big difference in your productivity. This is not just time management, but energy management. When you start working according to your ultradian rhythms, you will find that you are doing more work with less effort than before, and your mind feels fresher and more focused. Our body works according to a natural rhythm called ultradian rhythms. This controls our energy levels throughout the day. You may have noticed that at one time you are super focused, but after a few hours you start feeling tired or distracted. This is the effect of this rhythm. If we understand this and schedule our work accordingly, we can become much more productive. Often people think that they will have the same energy all day, but this does not happen. Our body works in cycles of about 90 to 120 minutes. That is, after about an hour and a half to 2 hours, our energy naturally starts to decrease and we need a break. If we work according to this natural cycle, we can do more work with less effort. The best way to do this is to observe your energy patterns. See which hours of the day are your peak performance times and at what time you feel tired. Once you know your peak hours, do your most important work at that time. The work that requires the most concentration and creativity. When your energy is low, do light tasks such as emails, meetings, or casual tasks. Many people feel guilty that they cannot work at high performance all day. But smart work is to work with your body's rhythm, not against it. The most productive people in the world also take breaks and do the right work at the right time. Another big benefit of this is that you can avoid burnout. If you work continuously without stopping, your energy gets exhausted quickly. But if you follow ultradian cycles and take breaks at the right time, you remain efficient. If you want to apply this approach in your life, let go of rigid timetables and understand your natural rhythms. When you are in high energy mode, do challenging tasks. And when your energy is low, do light tasks. Taking short 30-minute breaks also helps maintain focus and efficiency. This is energy management, not just time management. When you start working according to your ultradian rhythms, you will find that you are doing more work with less effort, and your mind feels fresher and more focused. So friends, this was our book summary for today. How did you like it? Please do tell us in the comments, and thank you for listening to the summary till the end. If this video sparked even the tiniest shift in your mindset, don't let it fade away. Hit that like button right now to lock in the lesson. Tell us in the comments, what belief are you letting go of today? And if you're serious about transforming your life one thought at a time, subscribe to the channel right now and turn on the bell icon, because the next video might just be the one that changes everything for you. Remember, your reality begins in your mind. So let's build a powerful one together.